Question, real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
You know what it is. That's right. It's time to talk money with your money nerd and financial coach. Now, tighten those purse strings and open those ears. It's the Money Talk with Tiff podcast.
Welcome back to Money Talk with Tiff. I'm your host, Tiffany Grant, and today I'm doing the episode I almost didn't record. I almost recorded another, 5 tips for a summer budgeting episode, something that's safe, seasonal, forgettable. But I sat down to write it and I kept thinking about something that's been bothering me for weeks now. My podcast listenership has dropped every week for about 2 months. Not crash, but just a steady, quiet decline that feels worse than a sudden drop because I can't point to one thing and fix it. If it was a sudden drop, I could just say, okay, I know that was the problem. But this has been a consistent decline. So I said, Tiffany, let's take a step back and figure out what's going on. Because as many of you know, I just restarted the podcast. So I want to figure out why this restart is not going as planned. So here's what I know from looking at my own patterns. Before my hiatus, the show was heavily interview based. Filmmakers, bookkeepers, real estate experts, therapists, military coaches, all types of stuff. You heard different voices, different perspectives, and different energy. Then when I came back in April with the stewardship series, 8 solo episodes in a row, all me, all Tiffany's take. And I think that's part of why you're tuning out. Not because you don't care about stewardship, but because the rhythm changed. You came for conversation and I gave you a seminar series. Even good seminars get tiring after 8 weeks. I can admit that myself. But here's the other part, and I need to be completely honest with you about it. I'm not fully back yet. I'm operating on a 25-hour work week, which I just started that back after knocking it down to 5-hour work week. I'm solo parenting 3 kids in Jamaica. My schedule, my energy, my ability to coordinate with guests across different time zones, now that's all compressed. So solo episodes are what I can execute reliably right now. Interviews require scheduling, prep, technical coordination, and mental bandwidth that I don't always have. I'm recording this episode right now because the baby's asleep and my daughter's occupied and my son is asleep. So with that being said, what am I doing about it? First, I'm acknowledging it. This episode is part of that. I'm not going to pretend that everything is fine and keep delivering Tiffany's take like it's a permanent format. Second, I'm building toward interviews again. So starting with episode 405, and I'm knocking on wood over here, I'm reaching out to guests. I've got a few people in my sights that have invited me to their shows, and I'm hoping to reciprocate that. I'm looking for people who will challenge me, not just agree with me, but I need a few weeks to get that machine.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Removing. Third, I'm going to make these solo episodes count differently. Less, here are 5 tips, lecture style, and more, here's what I'm actually figuring out. So the chicken breakdown last episode, and if you're new with this episode, you're probably like, chicken breakdown. Just go listen to it. You'll see what I'm talking about. But that's the direction I want to go. So real experiments, real questions, real, I tried this and here's what happened. And fourth, I'm asking you, if you've drifted, what would bring you back? please reply to my Thursday newsletter. And if you're not on my Thursday newsletter, make sure you go to my website, moneytalkwitht.com, and sign up. But I read every single reply. It's me. It's not my assistant. It's me during nap time, scrolling through my phone, and your voice matters to this show's direction. I want to hear from you. So here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to manufacture drama. I'm not going to pivot to trending topics that don't fit. And I'm not going to promise this one weird trick. That's just not me. Y'all know if you've been with me for a while, that's just not me. But I am going to remember that stewardship includes my relationship with you. And relationships require honesty, and even when the numbers aren't what I hoped. So if you're still here, thank you. And if you left and came back, thank you. And if this is your first episode and you're wondering why this finance host is talking about her feelings, welcome. I am Tiffany, and I build tools, write books, break down chickens, and sometimes miss the obvious. So I do have the tools at moneytalkwitht.com/moves. So if you've pre-ordered my new book coming out with Wiley, if not, go to moneytalkwitht.com/moves, and then you can get access to that resource vault. And then also in the show notes, you'll find all of my contact information. So if you have something to say, please, 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 please reach out to me. I listen to every single person. I love getting you all feedback and responses and things to these episodes. So please keep that coming. Next episode, I'm talking about what happens when the book you've been working on for years finally feels real, and then the fear that comes with that. But until then, keep managing your money and your honesty with purpose. Bye.
Thank you for listening, joining, and being a part of the Money Talk with Tiff podcast this week. You can check Tiff out every Thursday for a new Money Talk podcast. But if you just can't wait until next week, you can listen to previous podcast episodes at moneytalkwitht.com or follow Tiff on all social media platforms at Money Talk with T. Until next time, spend wise by spending less than you make. A word to the money wise is always sufficient.
Question: real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?